how to use loops, why we need loops. Let me share my screen. Okay, you are able to see my screen, correct? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll see. Okay, so we'll see how we can use loops and how we can efficiently work on the things. Okay, so suppose loops, first we need to understand why loops are used. So as we say loop, okay, so when we want to perform repetitive operation, then we need loops. So basically what we'll do is we'll cover about while loop and for loop. First we consider while loop. Okay, so while, okay, so if you want to like use repetitive statement, so you can use while. So and if you want to have an infinite loop, then you can do while one. So always it will be like while one is while one will be always true. So you can mention it's an infinite loop. Okay, so you can just see while one, what we are doing, we are just looping infinite loop. So you can always see it will be like this will go into infinite loop. You can see in the, see, infinite loop. Okay, so it continuously runs till your system shutdowns. Okay, because program will execute infinite loop, you can't stop it. Okay, so you need to exit. So if you are performing any operation where you need to perform continuous operation, you can use this. So usually while one loop is a infinite loop, it's a simple OS which running continuously. So if you are performing like in microcontroller and all, if you want to perform small remote control car and all, so they will have a small loop in it, and whenever you will perform, move forward, move, reverse, turn, left, turn, right. So it will based on your instruction it will do, but it will be always continuing in an infinite loop. So this is how infinite loop is done. So like let us see. So coming to the next example, maybe like what we can do is we can take one variable a. Okay, let's see, I want to print 100 numbers. Okay, so if you want to print 100 numbers, one way is to print it manually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So till 100 you can have a printer. Maybe like let's say 10 numbers if you want to do. Without loop, how you will do it? You will see, and then you can do the same thing using loops. Then you will understand why loops are used. Okay. If you want to print 10 numbers, what you can do is you can tell printf. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, or if you have a variable, okay, so take variable a. Okay, so if you want to print percentage d a plus plus, okay, what this will do, this will print and increment the value. Okay, you can, what you can do is can do a equal to percentage d slash n, which will print the next line. So if you want to do, see here, first one you are printing, and second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, if you see here what it will give you. Okay, yeah, we have made a mistake here. Now you can just see how the things will work. See, A0123 4, it is printing. Okay, so since we have initialized 0, we are taking A is printing first and it is incrementing. This is called pre-increment, post-increment. Okay, once the execution is done, then it will increment. It is called post increment. So pre-increment is what? It will first increment the value and then it will print. So if you want to do that, maybe let's take here itself, okay, plus plus. So here we are doing pre-increment. So we are covering this because to understand when you are using loop, we need to understand how to use pre-increment, post-increment efficiently. Okay. So now you see. So initially what it has done, it has printed 0, then 1. After that, it has not printed 2. It has directly printed 3 because we have done a pre-increment. Okay, and then 4, 5. Pre-increment means it will first increment and then it will give the value. So if you want to print 100 numbers, then you need to use 100 times printf. So is there any better method by which we can use and we can avoid writing the code again and again and we can program it efficiently? That is a case where you will be using loops, nothing but while loop or for loop. So we'll only cover while loop. Okay, and always while can be changed as for and for can be changed as while. So what you want to do, you want to print from less than 100, you want to print 0 to 99, then you can do this. Okay, let's see how we will take. So what it is doing here, initially a is initialized to 0 and we are doing a, we are printing a and always we are incrementing here. So what it does is it will print and then it will increment, and next step a is 1, 1 is less than 100. So till I will become 100, this loop will run. So you can just see, okay, you can just see how the things will work. See, so what it has done, it has printed from 0 to 99. So this way you can very easily do away. Like if you want to use a counter, if you want to use any condition, so you can use always while loop when it's a iterative. Okay. So here it is iterative. You know what is a condition to close. Okay. While what while will have, let's take while, then it will have an expression. Okay. Expression may be anything, and based on that it will have a statements. Whatever you are doing, those are statements. Okay, how many statements you want to do, you can write there ending with a semicolon, and you will have a exit condition, that is nothing but the condition as an expression. Here what we are doing, I is less than 100 and here we are incrementing, that is why till 0 to 99 it will do. Suppose if you, what if suppose you give a wrong condition, then what will happen, it will go to infinite loop. As I told you, if the condition is wrong, so always it will go to infinite loop because it is having a issue. So let's say instead of a is 100, you can, if you do a less than 0, then this condition will never met. So now we can see what will happen. See, so what it is telling, a is less than 0, no, then it is not printing here. This condition is not true. That is why it is coming out. And if you are not printing here, okay, a, and if you are making a is equal to 0, while a is equal to 0, you are just printing, means what it will do? See, it will print infinite loop. So whenever you are taking any loop, you should have some exit conditions. which will be true. Otherwise, it will keep on executing the loop because it is always true. What you have done, a you have initialized to 0, and what you are doing, you are just making, you are printing a, so it will never increment. That is why this condition will be always true. So always you can just you can always take another example, like when a is equal to 10, you want to stop it. Okay, so now what it will happen, a is equal to 10? No, because a is 0. That is why it will not execute. So what you need to do? You need to, a is less than 10, and you should have a condition, or you can print and you can just increment here. That is how you need to understand how to write a logic. So based on your condition, you should use loop and you should exit. Okay. This is how a while loop works. Okay. So what you can do is you can always, if you want to only print odd, okay, odd elements, only if you want to print, you can have a loop, and can have a condition. Maybe like you want to print odd elements, okay, till 100. What you can do, while I is less than 100, you can always have a condition here. If a of mod 2 is not equal to 0, because it's a odd, okay, then you can print. So if you don't give braces, the first condition it will get executed. Okay, always better to give braces. Now you can see what it gives. Maybe for better purpose, we'll just give 10. Okay. See what it is giving. It is giving 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So these are the odd numbers. If you want to print even numbers, always you can print. Okay. So you can always print. Now you can't say A. Okay. You can just print odd numbers, even numbers. You can always see here. You can always use a printing statement, printf odd numbers between 0 to 100 are. Always you can print like this. Okay, what this will give you? This will give you all odd numbers between 0 to 100. See, till 99 it will give. You can always again use a same with small change in the condition to print number of all even numbers between 0 to 100. So this is how you need to build the logic, and the basic thing you need to understand is whenever there is a iteration, repetitive iteration is needed, you can use loops instead of just writing manually. Like if you want to print 100 numbers, print 1, 2, 3, or increment and do it, it will be a lengthy code, and it is a error prone, and it is a time consuming. Okay, so better you use loop. That is the purpose of giving the feature loop in C. Okay, so this is all about a loop, while loop. In next session we will discuss about for loop, how we can use for loop.